Biography of Sheikh Abu Ishaq Al-Huwaini. The Sheikh was born into a simple rural family that knew nothing but farming. They were neither poor nor wealthy but were of moderate means, enjoying status and respect in the village due to their good treatment of people and the well-known good character of his father. His name and birth. He is Abu Ishaq Hijazi ibn Muhammad ibn Yusuf ibn Sharif al-Huwaini al-Masri. Ishaq is not his son's name, but rather a kunya the Sheikh adopted in honor of the kunya of the companion Sayd ibn Abi Waqqas, and that of Imam Abu Ishaq al-Shatibi. He was born on Thursday, 1st Dhul Qa'dah 1375 Ah, corresponding to June 1956, in the village of Huwain, located in the Riyadh district of Kafr el-Sheikh Governorate, Egypt. His family. The Sheikh was born into a simple rural family that knew nothing but farming. They were neither poor nor wealthy but were of moderate means, enjoying status and respect in the village due to their good treatment of people and the well-known good character of his father. His father was married to 3 wives, and the Sheikh was the youngest son of the last wife. He was the middle of 5 male siblings. His father was naturally religious, like most villagers at the time, and loved the deen. It is mentioned that cotton theft was common in those days. Once, while walking near his field, the Sheikh's father saw someone stealing from his crop. Instead of confronting him, he hid so the man wouldn't see him, ensuring he wouldn't startle or frighten him while he took what he wanted and left. The Sheikh's father never visited a doctor in his life except when he was terminally ill, and even then, he was forced to go. He passed away on Tuesday the 28th of February 1972. His formal education. The Sheikh was enrolled in a government primary school, non-Azhari, in a neighboring village called Al-Waziriya, about 2 kilometers from Huwain, where he studied for 6 years. He then moved to Kafr el-Sheikh city for his preparatory education at Al-Shahid Hamdi Preparatory School, which was a 15-minute car ride from his village. In his first year there, he began writing poetry. For his secondary education, he enrolled in the science stream at Al-Shahid Riyadh Secondary School. Due to the long commute, he and his siblings rented a flat in the city, staying there during the week. Their mother would prepare their provisions, and their eldest brother would give them £50 each week. After completing secondary school, there was a debate about which university faculty he should join. He considered different options before deciding on the Spanish language department at the faculty of Al-Alsan, Ain Shams University, Cairo. His choice of Spanish was strategic, as he aimed to be on equal footing with other students and eventually surpass them. Throughout his first 3 years, he was among the top 3 students in his class. However, in his final year, his ranking dropped slightly. He graduated with distinction and aspired to become a member of the Spanish Language Academy. He even traveled to Spain on a university scholarship, but he returned because he did not like the country. His journey in Islamic knowledge. During his early years in the village and city, before university, neither he nor those around him had much concern for Islamic knowledge beyond basic acts of worship like prayer. However, at the end of his final year of secondary school, 1395 AH, 1974-1975 CE, he traveled to Cairo to study with his brother. He began attending Friday khutbahs delivered by Sheikh Abdul Hamid Kishk at Ain al-Hayat Mosque. One day, after Jumu'ah, he saw a book being sold on the pavement, Sheikh al-Albani's book, the Prophet's prayer described from Takbir to Taslim as if you see it. He browsed through it but found it expensive, 15 kirsh, so he left it. Later, he found a summary of the book and purchased it. Upon reading it, he realized that many things people did in prayer, including himself, were incorrect and went against the authentic sunnah. Determined to buy the full version, he did so and was deeply impressed by Sheikh al-Albani's writing style, especially the introduction. This introduction set him on the path of following the correct methodology, the path of the Salaf. It explained the obligation of adhering to the Sunnah and rejecting anything that contradicts it, including statements from the great Imams who disavowed opposing the Sunnah both in their lifetimes and after their deaths. The book's footnotes caught his attention, despite his complete lack of knowledge of technical terms at the time. He even admitted that, for a period, he mistakenly thought al-Bukhari was a Sahabi because he often saw people saying, after his name. This experience sparked his determination to study hadith sciences. As he entered university, he actively searched for more books on hadith. The first book he found was Al-Fawaid al-Majmu'a fi al-Ahadith al-Madu'a by Imam al-Shawkani. He was shocked by what he discovered: many commonly cited ahadith were actually fabricated. This newfound knowledge affected how he listened to Sheikh Abdul Hamid Kishk's sermons, as he now doubted many of the ahadith being quoted. One day, during a Friday khutbah, Sheikh Kishk mentioned a hadith that he doubted. Upon research, he found that Ibn al-Qayyim had declared it weak. He approached Sheikh Kishk after the khutbah and informed him of this. However, the Sheikh dismissed it, saying that Ibn al-Qayyim had made a mistake. He then advised him, "O my son, learn before you object." The Sheikh later described how this rebuke humbled him, saying, "I walked away feeling humiliated, as if I had been pecked by a rooster." But this encounter ignited a strong desire in him to study hadith and Islamic sciences properly. Determined to find a teacher, he asked everyone he knew if there was a scholar who could teach him hadith. He was eventually directed to Sheikh Muhammad Najib al-Muti'i. He continued searching for more books and found the first 100 ahadith from Silsilat al-Ahadith al-Da'ifa wal Madua wa Atharua as Sahih fil Ummah by Sheikh al-Albani. He noticed that the Sheikh categorized ahadith differently. Some were munkar, others da'if, some battle. Curious about these terms, he began researching their meanings and differentiations. He sought clarification from Sheikh al-Muti'i, who referred him to a book titled, Under the Banner of the Sunnah, Simplifying the Sciences of Hadith. This book introduced him to the main collections of hadith, their authors, and the technical terminology used in the field. He later said, "I spent about 2 years with Sheikh al-Albani's book, and they were among the most beneficial years in my learning." His struggles in seeking knowledge. During his university years, he worked during the day in a grocery shop in Nasser City, Cairo, to support himself while studying hadith at night. This left him with as little as 3 hours of sleep per day. Due to financial difficulties, he couldn't always afford books. He would visit al-Mutanabi bookstore just to touch and smell the books before quickly leaving to avoid suspicion. At times, he would even hand copy sections of books because he couldn't afford to buy them. Scholars he studied under. The Sheikh attended the lessons of Sheikh al-Muti'i at the Malaysian Students' House near Abdu Basha Square in Al-Abbasiyah, where he studied the explanations of Sahih al-Bukhari, al-Majmu, by Imam al-Nawawi, al-Ashba wa al-Nazir by Imam al-Suyuti, Ihya, Ulam al-Din by Imam Abu Hamid al-Ghazali, may Allah have mercy on them all. The Sheikh remained with Sheikh al-Muti'i for about 4 years until his lessons were halted due to the mass arrests ordered by President Anwar al-Sadat. As a result, Sheikh al-Muti'i migrated to Sudan and later to Madinah, where he passed away and was buried in al-Baqi, may Allah have mercy on him. He also studied under Sheikh Saeed Sabiq, may Allah have mercy on him, in al-Mahdi. Additionally, he attended lessons with some scholars in the columns Shuyukh al-Amida of Al-Azhar Mosque, studying Usul al-Fiqh, Arabic language, and Qira'at, but not extensively. He learned part of the Warsh recitation from his maternal uncle, who was a teacher of Qira'at. Meeting Sheikh al-Albani. In 1396 Sheikh al-Albani, may Allah have mercy on him, visited Egypt and gave a lecture at the headquarters of Jamaat Ansar al-Sunnah al-Muhammadiyah in Abidan. However, the Sheikh did not have the opportunity to meet him at that time. During this period, the Sheikh had published his book Fasl al-Kitab fi Naqd al-Mughni, and al-Hifz wa al-Kitab. Sheikh al-Albani, who used to say that he had no students, meaning none who followed his exact methodology in hadith authentication and criticism, remarked after reading the book, "Yes," indicating that this author was indeed a student of his methodology. In early Muharram of 1407 the Sheikh traveled to Jordan to meet Sheikh al-Albani. He stayed with him for about a month, which he described as some of the best days of his life. He met Sheikh al-Albani again in 1410 during Hajj in the Sacred Lands. That was the Sheikh's first Hajj and the last Hajj of Sheikh al-Albani, may Allah have mercy on him, and it was the last time he saw him. Thus, the Sheikh met Sheikh al-Albani only twice. He recorded their discussions and questions on cassette tapes, later published under the title Masil Abi Ishaq Al-Huwaini. Additionally, he had a few telephone conversations with him and gained knowledge from Sheikh al-Albani's books and recorded lectures. Studies in Saudi Arabia. The Sheikh traveled to Saudi Arabia and studied under Sheikh Abdullah ibn Qaud, may Allah have mercy on him. He attended some of his lessons on al-Kafiyah fi al-Jadal by Imam al-Juwayni, which at that time was being read to him by Sheikh Saleh al-Sheikh, may Allah preserve him. Sheikh Abdul Aziz ibn Baz, may Allah have mercy on him. he attended some of his lessons at his mosque al-Masjid al-Kabir on Sunan al-Nasai, Majmu, al-Fatawa by Ibn Taymiyyah, Kitab al-Tawhid by Imam Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab, may Allah have mercy on them all. Sheikh ibn Uthaymin, may Allah have mercy on him, he met him in the haram, entered his private room, and asked him about certain matters. Praise for him. As mentioned earlier, Sheikh al-Albani described him as his student. During their meeting in Amman, Sheikh al-Albani told him, "You have attained what others have not." In his Silsila as-Sahiha, Volume 5, Hadith No. 2457, Sheikh al-Albani mentioned, "Perhaps some of our strong brothers in the field of hadith will undertake this work, such as our brother, Ali al-Halabi, Samir al-Zuhairi, and Abu Ishaq al-Huwaini, and others like them. May Allah reward them with goodness." In his Silsila as-Sahiha, Volume 7, Hadith number 3953, which was published after Sheikh al-Albani's passing, he wrote, "One of the reasons I authenticated the hadith of this chapter with such detailed research is that our esteemed brother Abu Ishaq," the rest of the quote continues,